Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be right back with this week's tech guest, but as always, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. If you're new to the show, these are all companies that I used when I was an athletic director. They're all great companies. I highly recommend that you check them out. So take 3 minutes, that's it. Listen to our shout outs, then listen to our Tech Tuesday guest, and then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to say thanks to our good friends at Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to their website. You can schedule a live web demo to see their products in action. You've heard me say before, probably one of the best purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. Go to sidelineinteractive.com for more information. We also want to thank our friends at Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years, but when I became an athletic director, I made sure that our school was a Huddle school. And our coaches, our student athletes, even our parents just love the platform. Go to huddle.com, join the 8 million users, and turn your school into a Huddle school. We also want to thank our friends at Snap Mobile, particularly Snap Raise. If you've ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and come away disappointed, those days are over. Go to snapraise.com. We used it at our school with tremendous success. Go to their website, check out their other great platforms. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it, and it's Snap Raise. We want to say thanks to Home Campus. Home Campus is a platform you're going to use every single day, whether it's scheduling, rosters, results, and even if your state uses a different platform, you can be a Home Campus school. I'm telling you, their athletic eligibility and clearance platform alone is a game changer. Go to homecampus.com to get started. Don't forget to mention the podcast. We also want to thank Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and let their team turn you into a social media marketing guru. Whether it's a simple social media post to celebrate a victory or an entire newsletter to showcase all the great things your program is doing, the team at Gipper will have you up and running in no time. It's professional graphic design made easy. Go to Gipper.com to get started. We want to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards for all the teams, for all the different events, or show off your school's Hall of Fame, go to their website and take a look at their interactive touchscreen video consoles. You put one of their units in your gym lobby or your main school hallway, it's going to be like a magnet for kids, for coaches. How about sponsors? The website is vitalsignswalloffame.com. Check it out today. We also want to thank Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. My assistant athletic director, along with thousands of others, got his master's through the Ohio program. And while you earn your master's, you also get to complete 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Check out Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. We'd like to thank Hometown. Hometown is changing the game for schools and organizations with their solutions that include things like, well, digital ticketing, of course, but how about athletic website construction, fee-free fundraising, and a whole lot more. Whether you're an athletic director, a principal, even a head coach, Hometown's going to show you how to save time, raise more money, and bring your community together. That's hometown.com. And we want to thank Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. You know, in my school, we use surveys for everything, and the information that would come back, kids, coaches, even parents, was almost always 98% positive. We still got to hear from those squeaky wheel parents, but the surveys allowed us to hear their concerns and address them before they turned into something big. But having that 98% approval data, incredibly valuable, especially when you're visiting with a frustrated parent, maybe your principal, or even your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com. Let them create a custom survey that'll let you take the pulse of everybody in your program. That's athleticsurveys.com. And don't forget to mention the podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. Our guest today is Karl Mawhinney, and he's got a really cool program, but let's go and welcome him to the podcast. Karl, welcome to Tech Tuesday.
Hey, Jake. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, appreciate you spending some time with us. For our listeners, we're recording this on September 4th, so it's going to be very timely as you listen to it. Karl, we're going to get to the platform, which again is really cool, but we always like to let our listeners have a chance to get to know our guests. So, as I like to say, give us your life story in 2 minutes, so our listeners can kind of get to know you.
Yeah, life story. Grew up in Columbus, Ohio, but Michigan fan. Was born in Michigan. I was a college athlete. I played college football Division III at the College of Worcester, up
Oh
south of
yeah.
Cleveland, the Fighting Scots. So, but my entire career, so I played college football, and knew I wanted to do something in sports. While I was not an, I've not been an athletic director. My entire career has been in sports marketing and sports sponsorship. So, ironically, a majority of my 26, 27 years career has been either in K through 12 or higher education like college sponsorship. So I actually started my career out at Ohio State, worked at Penn State for a few years, worked at the Big East Conference, and then went on to several like agencies that represent athletes and sponsorships. And then really got into the K through 12 space when I worked at the Harlem Globetrotters. And yes, I can spin the ball on my finger. I can do some tricks, but not as good as the actual Globetrotters. But that's where I started to really build the how brands could impact K through 12 schools. And then, from there, a great background for your listeners. I was the chief revenue officer at Huddle Tickets before it was GoFan. So Huddle Tickets, it's not the Huddle HUDL, that's one of your sponsors, but Huddle Tickets, which no longer exists, used to be the paper version of digital ticketing that now exists, and GoFan being one of the largest ones. And obviously that doesn't exist anymore, but GoFan does. So, and it's taken off from there. So that's my background now, and launched the company a few years ago, which we can talk about. So.
Yeah. No, I just love to hear the stories. And, going back to those early days, you played D3 football. I was at an NAIA school that's now D3. I like to joke that injuries and lack of football talent kept me out of the NFL. But as you were you rattled off some big time schools that you worked at as you were starting your career post college. Um, what was kind of your mindset? Were you thinking, "Oh, I'm going to be a head coach, or I'm going to be
Yeah.
an athletic director"? What was your thinking back then?
Yeah, good question. I did several internships in corporate sponsorships and sports marketing, but I never wanted to do sponsorship sales. I always wanted to do something with marketing and sports marketing, like working with clients. But then my first few jobs and internships were actually sales and selling college sponsorships, and I loved it. I loved, talking to brands how they could, use their marketing dollars to impact their business through college sponsorships and sports sponsorships. And then from there, my entire career has been, corporate sponsorships, sales, if you will, and that's how I've built my business and my company now. So
You opened a door for me. I got one more question, then we're going to let you talk about the product. Um, Sales, sponsorships. For me, it's just I don't have that tool in my toolbox. I can sell my team, I can sell my school, but asking for money, I just didn't have that in me. And I've talked to a number of Division 1. We've had them on the show. Development, senior athletic administrator for development or advancement, and that's what they do. And time again, they come back and tell me it's about building that relationship with the client. Since you were there on ground zero doing that same thing, would you agree with that?
I would agree, and I would say there's a big difference in selling sponsorships at the D1 college level and up to pro, NFL and pro leagues. And biggest difference between that and selling sponsorships in the K through 12 in the high school space as an athletic director. Big difference. It is all about relationships. But you have people at the higher level, the D1 and up in college, that actually it's their full-time job. Whereas the athletic directors in high schools, it's not their full-time job. It's part of their job. And they sometimes don't know what they're doing and need help. So, yeah.
Right. No, just and again, that's a great point. It's a captain obvious point, but I think
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
but I think it's a point that sometimes people don't understand. And again, big difference. Yeah, very cool stuff. Well, hey, let's go and talk about your platform. You're the CEO and the founder of Campus Multimedia. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. I've been on your website and ton of resources for ADs. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to give you an opportunity to share because Tech Tuesday, as you and I shared with you, Tech Tuesday is all about trying to help ADs out. So what is campus multimedia? How did it get started? And why should athletic directors care? And I'm telling you, athletic directors, you should care.
Yes. No, thank you. Yes. Look, so I told you about my history with Huddle tickets. I oversaw there was two divisions of Huddle tickets before it split off into GoFan. The GoFan was the digital ticketing side. There was a high school sponsorship side of the business, which I oversaw. So that I was the CRO there from 2018 until 2020, 21 when I launched this business, and then GoFan took off. But that was the first time I worked with athletic directors, and frankly, one of the reasons why this company has now flourished and has grown quickly. So fast forward, when I launched the company, we built it mainly for athletic directors first. And then now we've expanded to work with principals, district athletic directors, superintendents across everything outside of sports as well. But our core is sports and working with high school athletic directors. What do I mean by that? The core of our company, Campus Multimedia, is connecting brands to schools. And that's local, regional, and national brands. Yes, the Jersey Mikes of the world, the Planet Fitness, the DoorDash, those types of consumer brands that you see advertising or sponsoring major college and NFL teams. Those are the types of brands we're looking to bring down to the K through 12 and the high school sports level with athletic directors, but providing value to those schools. And a lot of the times, there's two big things that we get requests from athletic directors. One is revenue. As budgets get cut, hey, we need more ways to fund our teams to build to buy its uniforms. Sponsorship is a way to do that. And with my background with sponsorships and sports sponsorships, we're able to do that. The second is they ask a lot for ways to reward and recognize their student athletes and their coaches. So to back up, we launched this company with a few clients like Jersey Mike's and a few others, where to this day, this Jersey Mike's program, and we joke about this with athletic directors. Hey, AD, you actually don't realize that you already work with us, but you think it's through Jersey Mike's. So we have a Jersey Mike's program for athletic directors called A Student Above. It's a play on a sub above tagline. The program is in over 6,000 high schools a year, working with over 6,000 high school athletic directors, and it provides offers and coupons for them to reward their student athletes and their fans to make it a fun experience at their sports games. And there's also sponsorships as a part of that. So the core of our company is providing value to schools through brands and sponsorships and providing the needs that these athletic directors have at their school level, whether it's sponsorships or ways to reward their students and student athletes at multiple times of the year. So that is the core of our company, and why we initially decided to build this product and tech platform called Sponsor Place. So, which we can talk about.
Yeah, I want to I want to let you share more because again, the website's very user friendly. Talks about all the different opportunities and solutions, but on the website, and I've seen this on social media posts, not so much from you
Yeah.
or your company, but from athletic directors that have used it to recognize student athletes or schools recognizing academic milestones or staff and teachers graduation. It's just a lot of different applications where your company comes in. So we'll do this at the end, but if one of our listeners wants to reach out and find out more, um, let's give out the website, let's give out your contact information, and then again, we'll also put that in the show notes.
Great. Yeah. So our website's campusmultimedia.com. The good thing is about what we do for schools, everything is free that we provide to schools. There's actually a link, a tab on there that's school resources. And we list all the school resources and programs that we have for athletic directors that they can go on there. And if they see something it's a free resource and they have questions, just reach out to us on our website. Or you reach out to me, which we'll give our information as well. And we have a button there to reach out to our school relationships teams.
Okay. Well, again, where do you want to go next?
Yeah.
The thing that caught my eye was, the sponsorship branding program, but we don't have to do that first.
No,
Talk to that. Oh, go
let's
ahead.
do that. Look, let's do that. Look, the reason we created the company was athletic directors have needs, and we talked about these programs already that we provide value. A few years ago, we decided to launch Sponsor Place. We decided to build Sponsor Place. It is a marketplace for high school athletic directors, for schools in general, but we launched it with high school athletic directors to host their own sponsorship assets so local businesses can purchase sponsorships in an easy way and they can manage it. It is another tool in their toolbox to use. The reason we decided to create it for athletic directors, we were asked by several brands like Planet Fitness and Jersey Mike's and others to go negotiate high school sponsorship deals with about 150 to 200 high schools across the country in different markets, in different states. Well, we reached out to those 150, 200 schools and mainly athletic directors. What we received back was a mixed bag. Hey, I don't have anything, but I would love a sponsorship with this client. Can you help me? Or hey, here is an email with a bullet point list of the assets, but there's no pictures. I don't know how to price it. Or three, you have some of those more sophisticated athletic directors and or booster clubs that have like a PDF and maybe some pictures, but it's a document that they send and it's not interactive. We decided to create Sponsor Place and we launched it about a year ago. And it is a live marketplace where every a school can have their own page. It's a live link that Chattahoochee High School in Atlanta, Georgia has their own live link. They can text it to local businesses. They can email it. They can have their link on their website to support our school, go, buy sponsorships here. What's great is a few things. It solves a lot of barriers, entry barriers for the businesses to support their school. We've heard many times where athletic directors thank us because they've heard from local businesses that, hey, this car dealer, the owner of this car dealer is getting calls by 18 different teams at our school. Like they don't want 18 different calls from 18 different teams at their school. Send them to their page and they can support the entire athletic department with one sponsorship and it goes right to their bank account. So it has really streamlined the sales opportunity for athletic directors to sell sponsorships and drive revenue through local businesses. And at the same time, the back end of our system helps save time because it manages those sponsorships for them. It automates messages to the brands to upload their signage, their creative, their PA announcements, stuff like that. And then what's great is the bookkeepers love the athletic directors because everything is in one place from a financial perspective. So we've really created this marketplace that gives power back to these ADs and these schools to take ownership of their sponsorships and drive more revenue through their sports programs across the country. And what I would say is our goal is to aggregate a bunch of high schools in an area so that our team can actually help them drive more revenue with regional and national brands. And we've actually done that in Florida, where we initially launched this. And we just announced a partnership a month ago with the Broward School District, which is the sixth largest school district in the country. And they are using Sponsor Place exclusively for all of their 300 plus elementary, middle, and high schools for sponsorships. And yes, I said elementary and middle schools. There are elementary schools selling field day sponsorships, PTO days, things like that, in addition to middle and high schools. So,
Oh, absolutely. And you see it on, national TV, whether it's, a football game, basketball game,
exactly.
the fourth quarter or the starting lineup or whatever sponsored by somebody, why not? And on the website, in addition to the sponsorships that you mentioned, there's banners and signage and social media posts and things like that. It looks like a pretty all-inclusive kit, is I think how you guys referred to it.
It is. So when we were doing the outreach to those 150, 200 schools, some of the questions that came back is like, hey, can you help us figure out what we can sell? And we basically said it's anything you can get creative with. And yes, social media posts, banners, signage, PAs are the traditional, sponsorship assets. But schools are getting creative with, career day sponsorships, signing day sponsorships, graduation sponsorships. There's all kinds of things, and yes, social media and digital, and some of them are even selling some of their HUDL streaming, ads on there, and some of their digital ticketing ads on their platform as well. So
Yeah. Again, it just sounds like a really cool way to promote your school, promote your programs, your student athletes, et cetera. And oh, by the way, it takes one more thing off the plate of the athletic director. You mentioned Broward County School District, and again, that's down South Florida, huge. That's where I started my Florida career, was in Broward County. Um,
yep.
can you give us an example? And I know you got tons, but can you give an example of let's say a single school, maybe a small town school or
Oh
mid-sized
yeah.
school out in the middle of nowhere that has used this and it really paid off for them.
Yeah, I'll give you two. One in Florida, well, a high school in Florida, and I'll actually give you an elementary school. I won't name the names, but just for privacy reasons. But there is a high school in Broward County that was our first high school to launch on the platform. And that athletic director has since moved on to another high school within Broward. But that high school in the first few months of launching their platform, they sold anywhere, I think, $10,000 to $15,000 worth of banner signage. They had never done that much before in a like 3 week time frame. So they really got hooked on it. And now to this day, that athletic director has moved on to another school in Broward and they've launched there and now they're really owning it and have helped us get the word out about and they've gotten and with that school example, they've stayed just with traditional signage. They've stayed with banner signage in their stadiums and their arenas and their facilities, and they've done PA announcements and program ads. They've stayed very traditional, nothing that creative, but effective for selling sponsorships and for brands. The other example I'll give you is it actually is in elementary school in outside of Atlanta. It's a smaller town outside of Atlanta. It's an elementary school that's been on our platform since the beginning as well. They are driving anywhere between 15 to 20,000 or more dollars in sponsorship revenue by using the platform, and they were doing basically zero before. And they're doing it by, trying to get revenue for field days, PTO nights, and trying to increase the principal funds so that they can take care of teachers and students across the school year. So those are two examples where schools have really taken ownership and really used it to save themselves time and to generate more revenue to cover the budgets that have been cut in their school systems.
Well, I would encourage our listeners, if you haven't already been there, to, check out the website, reach out to Karl directly. Let's go and give out that contact information again, because I think this is just a great example of a platform, of a tool, if you will, that can really help not just the AD directly, but also impact the school, the kids, the teams, the coaches. How do they find out more?
Yeah, and I want to remind the athletic directors that are listening, everything we do for schools is free. So any program that you see on campus multimedia, when you go to the resources, reach out to us. And that's separate of sponsor price. If you see that you have a local business like a Jersey Mike's or Tropical Smoothie that we work with, reach out to us and say, hey, can I be part of this program? And everything we do for schools is free. And then, yes, if you have interest in helping generate more revenue through sponsorships, check out sponsorplace.com. And you can go to app.sponsorplace.com as well to check out all the other schools that have live pages. But reach out to us as well on that, and our team will respond. But if you want to reach out to me directly, it's Karl, Karl, at campusmultimedia.com, or just shoot me a message on LinkedIn. And I usually try to respond within a few days of someone messaging me. So, but we love athletic directors. They are what we've built our business on and provided value on for the last 4 to 5 years. So.
Well, Karl, thanks again for sharing with our listeners today. Thanks for all you do in our space. And we're going to keep an eye on this platform. Hopefully, we can help it continue to grow.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
For our listeners, we want to say thanks to you and remind you that we upload the Zoom recordings of all of our interviews to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We do Tech Tuesday just about every week and just about every day. We try to share stories and best practices from the world of athletics. So come back and join us again on the next episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time. Boy, that sounds like a really cool platform. I really encourage you to check it out. I also encourage you to check out our sponsors. And you've heard me say it before, but these are all companies I used as an athletic director. Go and visit them. See what they can do for you. Gipper, you'll find them at gipper.com. Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards, sidelineinteractive.com. Home Campus, it's a platform you're going to use every day. Go to homecampus.com. Ohio University's online masters in athletic administration, you'll find them at Ohio University. Hometown, they're still the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges, but they're a whole lot more. Athletic surveys, go to athleticsurveys.com. Huddle, used it as a football coach, as an AD. We were a Huddle school. Go to huddle.com. Snap Mobile, particularly Snap Raise, go to snapraise.com. And Vital Signs Wall of Fame, you'll find them at vitalsignswalloffame.com. This has been Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.